Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here. We are back with another video. Now, in this video, guys, we shall be discussing the Atlanta Falcons. Now, when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons, I'll be giving you my season preview for the Atlanta Falcons. I've already done my season predictions for the Atlanta Falcons, and I did determine that I think the Falcons will be going 10-7 when it comes to the season. But now it's time to get more on into the players, and it's time to get more on into what I expect of the players, what I expect of Matthew Ryan, what I expect of Calvin Ridley, what I expect of Dion Jones, what I expect of Grady Jarrett, what I expect of Foyesade Oluokun, and what I expect of the rookie from last year, Tyrell. Now, when it came to the Atlanta Falcons in last season, our most outstanding player was our quarterback, and let's get into it, Matt Ryan. Now, Matt Ryan, when it came to last year, he had 4,581 passing yards, he had 26 touchdowns. So the passing yard, I always knew Matt Ryan's always a passing quarterback. He's always going to have good passing yards. It's the touchdowns that he doesn't really seem to be doing very good when it comes to this. But this season, the 2021-22 Atlanta Falcons season, I think Matt Ryan is going to improve a little bit on the passing yards, improve a lot in the touchdowns. I see Matt Ryan finishing with 4,784 passing yards and 32 touchdowns. So he had 6 more. Not only this, the reason why I think Matt Ryan's going to do better when it comes to this Atlanta Falcons offense is due down to the fact that he has the new coach in Arthur Smith, who's going to be a lot more offensive-minded than Dan Quinn was, who was defensive-minded when he was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons for the first 5 games of the season. Now we go into the number 1 target for Matt Ryan from last year. We move on into Calvin Ridley, the guy that's from Florida. Which, when I found out, I just want to say, that actually shocked my mind. I did not know Calvin Ridley was from Florida. Now, Calvin Ridley last year finished with 1,374 receiving yards. He had 9 touchdowns. Now, obviously, due to last season, Calvin Ridley had so many passing yards due down to the number 1 receiver from last season being Julio Jones. And Julio Jones was injured for majority part. But now that Julio Jones is traded and out of the Atlanta Falcons, it's time for Calvin Ridley to show up. But do I think Calvin Ridley can go on and repeat what he did last year? I do think so. I do think in the passing yards he's going to be a little bit lower than he was from last year. So I think Calvin Ridley will finish with 1,324 yards after finishing last year, like I said, with 1,374 yards. I think he's going to improve on the touchdowns. He had 9 touchdowns last season. I think he's going to get 3 more. I think he's going to finish on 12 touchdowns. But he's going to have to really split the offense with the other 2 wide receivers that I think are going to be a major factor when it comes to the Falcons receiving core. The first one we're going to be talking about is going to be Russell Gage. Now, Russell Gage last season finished with 786 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. That's just pretty good for a number 3 wide receiver now. But now he's the number 2 wide receiver, so we're going to expect a big improvement from Russell Gage, and I very much like Russell Gage in the slot. So that's going to be a very good thing for Matt Ryan. And not only that, he's going to have Olamide Zacchaeus, he's going to have Kyle Pitts, so Russell Gage is going to have to really perform well if he's going to want to show out and become the Falcons Player of the Year. But this season, I think Russell Gage will almost get to his first 1,000-yard mark. I think Russell Gage will finish with 976 receiving yards, and I think he'll finish with 7 touchdowns, improving by 3. It seems like I have everybody improving by 3. I have Calvin Ridley improving by 3. I have Russell Gage improving by 3. I don't really know what's up with me in the 3s, but I just see them improving. But yeah, like I said, he finished with 976 yards. That's what I think Russell Gage is going to do when it comes to this season. And that is actually almost 200 yards better than he did last season. So that is an improvement. But will he get him the Falcons Player of the Season? I don't really think so. But we'll get on to that later in the video. Next, we have Olamide Zacchaeus, who finished last year with 274 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Now, Olamide Zacchaeus was the 4th wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. He was kind of their deep threat because he has a lot of speed. But now he's going to be the 3rd wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, so I very much like his chances, and he's still going to be a deep threat. So that means he's going to get a lot of yards when it comes to touchdowns because Matt Ryan's going to be, if Matt Ryan's going for a deep ball, it's going to be Olamide Zacchaeus going for it every single time. So this is why I think Olamide Zacchaeus, he finished with 274 receiving yards last season. I think he's going to finish with 524 yards receiving and pick up 3 touchdowns. So instead of me continue on with this whole 3 thing, he's actually going to pick up 2 more touchdowns than he did last season. And the only reason I think why he won't get more touchdowns is due down to who we picked at number 4, the tight end from Florida, Kyle Pitts. Now, Kyle Pitts obviously is a 2021 rookie, so we can't really take a look at his stats from last season. But what do I think Kyle Pitts is going to do from last season? What do I think Kyle Pitts is going to do for this season? Well, and so I based it off of what Hayden Hurst did last year. And do I think that Kyle Pitts is going to do better than Hayden Hurst? Not really, because he's a rookie tight end. Hayden Hurst has been in the NFL for quite a couple years. But I think Kyle Pitts will definitely have a good rookie season. I think Kyle Pitts will finish with 524 receiving yards, and he'll score 3 touchdowns, so he'll take some touchdowns away from Olamide Zacchaeus. That's only because he's going to be an offensive weapon. He's going to be a threat for Matt Ryan. He's going to be a threat. He's going to be like Travis Kelce for Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be like George Kittle for, well, at the time was Jimmy Garoppolo. And that's just basically it when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons offense. I do not really think any of the running game is going to be that much difference, even though we do got Mike Davis. I think we're going to wait a year before we get a rookie running back, and I think that's when really the running game is going to pick up. But now, move on into the other side of the team. Move on into the defense side. And the first player we're going to be taking a look at is going to be Grady Jarrett. Now, Grady Jarrett last season had 4 sacks. 4 sacks. And I'm taking a look because Grady Jarrett is a defensive end player. And I'm taking a look at the sacks mainly. I should be taking a look at tackles, but I'm taking a look at the sacks. 4 sacks for Grady Jarrett is not good. I'd probably say it's below average or about average for Grady Jarrett, but it's not good. So what I think Grady Jarrett's going to do this season, I think Grady Jarrett's going to pick up 7.5 sacks. So that is up, and that is above what he did from this past season. But we'll just have to see when it comes to Grady Jarrett. Another defensive player we're going to be taking a look at on the linebacker position is going to be Foyesade Oluokun, who last season had 3 sacks and 2 interceptions, which I just want to say, this guy really showed that last year, and this guy really showed that he has the improvement and he has the potential to become one of the best defensive players on the Atlanta Falcons. This is why I think he's going to have a major improvement from his 2020-2021 season, picking up 6.5 sacks and 3 interceptions. So he picks up 1 interception. Remember, this guy's a linebacker, so I'm going for mostly sacks and the interceptions. He's going to pick up 6.5 sacks, which is going to be 3.5 sacks better than what he did from the 2020 season. And that'll be definitely improving, and he'll be a very good shot for the Falcons Defensive Player of the Year. Finally, for the linebackers, the final linebacker we're going to be talking about is going to be the best linebacker I think we had last season, which was Dion Jones. Dion Jones had 4.5 sacks. He had 1 interception. Now, Dion Jones, I'll be honest, I'm not really a fan of, but I do think Dion Jones can have a very good season, and this is the reason why I have Dion Jones finishing with 4 sacks, so losing that 0.5, and finishing on 1 interception, so basically having the same season last season, because I really think the other linebacker that we talked about before, Foyesade Oluokun, is going to very much have a better season than Dion Jones. So unfortunately for him, he's going to have a basically same season as last season, but it's still going to be good for a linebacker and Dion Jones. I mean, it's going to be the same thing as last year, and he was pretty good for last year, so that's it. And then the final defensive player we're going to be talking about today is going to be A.J. Tyrell, the rookie from last season. He was a rookie last season, now he's in his 2nd year in the NFL. Last season, he had 1 interception. 1. Now, the cornerbacks for Atlanta Falcons are not really that good. I'd probably say A.J. Tyrell was definitely the best cornerback that Atlanta Falcons had last season. Do I think he's going to improve? Yes, I do. I think A.J. Tyrell is going to pick up 4 interceptions and really, really improve as a cornerback, and I think he's going to solidify himself as the number 1 young cornerback that the Atlanta Falcons have in their team. So based off all the stats, who's going to be the Atlanta Falcons Offensive Player of the Year? Well, based off of this, I think the Atlanta Falcons Offensive Player of the Season is going to be Calvin Ridley. Like I said, finishing with 1,324 yards and 12 touchdowns. The Defensive Player of the Year for Atlanta Falcons is going to be Foyesade Oluokun, improving from his 3 sacks and 2 interceptions, picking up 6.5 sacks and 3 interceptions. So he's going to be the Atlanta Falcons Defensive Player of the Year. Now, the Atlanta Falcons Offensive Rookie of the Year is going to be kind of obvious because he is a weapon. He is Kyle Pitts from Florida. And now, the Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Atlanta Falcons, he's a guy we picked up in the second round. He's Richie Grant, the safety. Now, I mean, when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year, I mean, it's going to be kind of obvious because, I mean, it actually is. I take that back. It's not really going to be kind of obvious because you never know which player is going to eventually stand out. There's going to be a defensive guy that we put them in the 4th or 5th round that could end up getting the starting lineup and, like, just showing out for the Atlanta Falcons, and he can get the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, I know this is not a thing for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm just making this into a thing because I just really want to see, and this is basically a team that I cheer for, so I'm basically basing off of this who I think is going to be each of which. So, Atlanta Falcons Player of the Year, the Atlanta Falcons Offensive Player of the Year is going to be Calvin Ridley. Defensive Player of the Year is going to be Foyesade Oluokun. Offensive Rookie of the Year is going to be Kyle Pitts. And Defensive Rookie of the Year is going to be Richie Grant, the safety. So, when it comes to this video, guys, that is it. Please just smash the like button. I'll be posting more sports content for you guys to see in the coming days. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell notification so you know my videos go live. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.